Jeez. Right there's good. Right there. Okay, you're home.
Okay. Hey, how's everybody doing today? Pretty nice day out here today. Temperature's down a little bit, so humidity's still 97%. So whether it's 80 or 90, I said that humidity's still up there. It feels pretty good actually. And October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and time to get the girls checked. Get your appointment. It's important. Go do it for you. And like I said, I'll try to wear my pink every Wednesday in October, just to remind you. I got my appointment. I get mine every year. And y'all know I've had breast cancer, and I'm a survivor. And I think it's really important. They've got a lot of things going on this month for that reason. And the magazine this month has some really, it's several articles about people that have survived the breast cancer, and very interesting. Some of them are kind of unbelievable. There's two ladies, and they did have them in the paper too, but two ladies that are now dragon sisters that had survived the breast cancer, and they're now in a dragon boat, and they say it kind of saved their mindset, because it's something that you don't realize and until you have it, or they tell you have it. And I'm not a weepy person, but I got to tell you, when they told me, I was so shook. I couldn't even say the word. I tried to tell Skip what they said, and I couldn't say the word. As dumb as that sounds, it wouldn't come out, because it's very unsettling. So
Chasing lizards.
Yeah, buddy, chasing lizards. But yeah, get yourself checked. Like I said, make your appointment now. It's important.
Get over here. Now stop that.
Other than that, there's a lot going on this month, with Halloween, and we've got the Heritage Festival.
There.
And the Halloween things going around, I think 25th and 26th at Brownwood. There's also
want them?
The Heritage Festival, I believe, is the 11th, and maybe the 11th and 12th. I think they have one in Brownwood and in Spanish Springs. So there's just a lot. They got Growloween, which is the pet parade for Halloween, and you dress up your pets and then take them to the square. And I actually videoed that a couple times, and it's so much fun just to see.
Buddy, get over here.
It's just so much fun to see how everybody dresses their pet, and a lot of them they dress up themselves and dress the part. But it's a lot of fun. And I said, we do a lot of things down here that you wouldn't normally think of, and I said, it's not. But yeah, Buddy's kind of rambunctious today. So, but yeah, it's going to be a busy month. So I said, I'm going to see how many I can get to. How's that? Okay, you got anything to add, Daddy?
Updates. When we did the live thing during the hurricane, we was talking about how passive it was and really wasn't much going on. I did say in there, I said, but later tonight, you never know. Well, later that night, yeah, you never know. And so we ended up losing some shingles. We're waiting for the insurance guy to show up. He's supposed to show up yesterday, but believe it or not, my insurance guy was involved in a wreck. He couldn't make it. So he's coming, I think, tomorrow.
Thursday.
That's tomorrow.
Okay.
Who else is coming tomorrow?
You had a roofing company coming.
Oh, yeah, I got a roofing company coming to give me an idea. I've already got one estimate, and I've got a major roofing company coming. I called. It's just information for people that hasn't bought here. Maybe you have bought here. You always learn this stuff all the time. I called down to the Remember, we've been here 10 years now. So our warranty on the structure of the house basically is gone. But I called down to the warranty department and I said, I need to know the name of the contractor and the phone number of the guy that installed the roof on this house originally, because I have a couple questions here. And she gave me the guy's company's name. And then she says, but I don't know if he's in business anymore. She said, because he doesn't do business in the villages anymore. Well, that led to a question real quick. Wait a minute. Lawn mowing around here never ends. It's constant noise like that every day. But I said, well, is he in business? Why can't he do business in the villages anymore? She said, well, I don't know. I don't have that information. And every contractor can't work in here when it comes to new houses. Those guys are given that job, and there's specific rules, specific regulations. The developer's in total control of that. And if they get enough complaints about you or enough problems with you as a contractor, you're blackballed. They can't come in here and work on new houses. Now, they can work on pre-owned homes, but they can't work on new houses. And that's what I was concerned with. Because where the shingles came off this time is the exact same place where they came off the last time. And I'm wondering if there's a problem there. And that's all I was wanting to find out. That's why I wanted to talk to the original guy, because there's a group of shingles that was recalled. And I don't know if I'm one of them or not. They say, well, if you're batch number, how am I supposed to know what batch number I am? They're on the house. So anyway, I was going to ask those couple of questions. Well, I called that number, and that company is no longer in business. So here I've got a roof contractor to put them on, and you can't get a hold of nobody. So this is a problem with turnover, all the time turnover. I go in and get my blood test. I told Sue, in 10 years I've been going in there, I have never, other than one time, I have never went in there and got the same person to draw blood. It's always somebody different, constantly somebody different. And I don't know, it's just getting ridiculous for me. And just like when I went in for my doctor's appointment, by the way, clean bill of health. Everybody over here tells me that I don't eat right, don't sleep right, don't do this right. There, all my numbers, she says, is fine. She said, I'm fine. But some of them were a little off, but close enough where she said that it's nothing to worry about. Oh, by the way, my doctor, which really ain't a doctor, she gives me a to-do list, things I'm supposed to do. She writes it down and gives it to me. I laugh. And it's one of them is start taking your pills every day. Because I told her I don't take my pills every day. I take them just whenever I feel like it. I just really don't take them every day. The only one I really will take every day is my heartburn pill, because if I eat something, I could get heartburn really bad. So I do take that one. And she said, you taking your aspirin every day? I said, no. Okay. Are you taking your cholesterol every day? No. Are you taking your heart or your blood pressure pill every day? I said, no. Are you taking it twice a day? No. I said, just once in a while. I mean, I don't see no reason to lie to the doctor, because that's a fact. I don't take them every day. That's how I end up with 6 months supply in the medicine cabinet, because they keep sending them and I'm not running out of them. And so anyway, she writes me a to-do list. And here's what you got to start doing. You got to start doing this, got to start doing that.
And first off, it wasn't actually his doctor. It was the nurse practitioner.
I like
and
her
we
better.
love her. Yeah, she's great. But that's what you run into down here, is you do a lot with the physician's assistant and the nurse practitioners, because the doctors are basically pre-retirement.
Here's my reason. I told Donna, that's my nurse practitioner, I guess. I told Donna, I said, from now on, I'm going to make my appointments out there. I said, I'm asking for you, whatever days you're here. Because I asked her, I said, how long are you going to be here? Because you never know. And I wasn't joking. How long are you going to be here? And she said, you mean like if I'm ever going to retire? I said, well, yeah, I guess. She said, I'm going to work as long as I can. Okay, good answer for me. Because like I told her, I said, because I already know that's a doctor I have, my third doctor, by the way. As I already know, I'm going to have to get a no, and she's leaving. And Donna said, you're right, she is going to leave.
Yeah, I think she said at the end of the year.
She's just riding around the streets with noisy damn thing.
Yeah, he's got yards in different areas, so he's just going from
He
one
went
to
down
the
there,
other.
he hadn't been down there long enough to mow anything.
Well, yeah, I don't get that, but he's got
You people
yards
ought
in
to
different
invest about
areas.
$20 and buy mufflers.
On your lawnmower?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know they made such a thing.
If they come from the factory with a muffler, there's a part available for that vehicle.
Oh, well. yeah, we love her. She's great, and she's good at what she does.
Well, I
So
like her because, one, she's always there.
she explains things very well.
Well,
And like I said, sometimes that's hard to do. You know, you ask a lot of questions that I would never have thought of, but she's very good about
that's
explaining
what they're
things to
there
you.
for. When you get in the village's health system, one thing that they set aside that I do know, and they still do it to this day, every patient is reserved 1/2 hour to make sure you got plenty of time to ask the doctor all the questions you want to ask. That's one of the things that they still do. So when we're in there, I'm there for half an hour, and I know that. And I was there probably a half an hour, and with her explaining all this and all that. And I've heard it all before.
We went
You
through
know,
every one of the results on his blood test, every one of them. You know, she went through every one of them and told him his numbers
but the
and
thing
what was
is,
the good ones.
half of the stuff that they're telling me, I don't even know what it is. She says I don't even know.
Yeah.
Your ECBs were a little high, but she said they're doable. And I'm looking at her going, well, what is that? I don't know.
And she told you.
Well, that's why it takes so long, because I had the stuff that I normally watch, like your bad cholesterol, your triglycerides, your blood pressure. I watch that stuff. But she gets into blood oxygen levels and all this other kind of stuff, and I'm lost there.
Yeah. And it was really an important thing with when COVID come around, and they wanted to know the oxygen levels in your blood and all that kind of thing. Otherwise, you don't pay too much attention to that kind of thing. But it was really important during COVID. That was a precursor to how bad or how good you was what the oxygen level was in your blood. And it was interesting to see some of that stuff, because a lot of them I didn't know myself. I'd seen the initials, but didn't really know what they meant. So it was really nice ever to take the time to do that. But that's what they do.
Well, I've always said you should ask questions. People sometimes just say, "Oh, I didn't want to bother them." That's what they're there for.
Yeah.
They're there for you to bother them.
Yes.
You'd be surprised by people here will get a problem in their neighborhood and said, "Why didn't you call the police?" Well, they're busy. It's just a small problem. I didn't want to bother them. You're supposed to bother them. That's what they're there for.
Well, and oh, I didn't even.
What?
So I got my phone out. You haven't either.
Yeah, right here. I
Okay.
got it on here. I just don't look at it very often.
Okay. Well, and as far as the storm goes, we were lucky. We usually are. Doesn't mean always, because look at these poor people in Georgia and North Carolina. They didn't. Georgia was warned that some of it was going to go there. I don't think North Carolina. I don't think they had an inkling of what was
They had
going to
no
happen.
idea. It is
Yeah.
such a mess up there. And I watch the news on the updates up there in Carolina every day, 2 and 3 times. I just got done watching it up there. I think FEMA finally got there. It just seems like the government response on these things is just slow.
Well, the thing was the infrastructure was gone, so they couldn't get across the roads. They couldn't
We
get
have
across the
helicopters.
mountains.
We have National Guard. We got Jeeps.
They took them in by
we
donkey.
go in a war. We cross rivers and everything else. So don't give me this crap. We couldn't get in there.
They took them in by donkey because they couldn't get other stuff in there. I mean,
Got
they did it
helicopters.
there. They just couldn't do it all at one time.
Excuses for incompetence. That's all people do anymore.
Oh my God! You want to do another political thing, do you?
I'm not. I'm saying excuses for incompetence.
Yeah.
What's that got to do with politics?
It's not incompetence if it takes a while.
It's incompetence when somebody says, like the general or the leader of a town somewhere says, "We just couldn't get in there." I say BS.
Okay.
Tell that to that lady that's floating down the river and looking for help. We're just having trouble getting in there. We don't have any boats available.
If we only had 3,000 instead of 20,000, so I mean,
3,000 what?
I said only have 3,000 instead of 20,000. They'll get there.
What are you talking about?
Help. I mean, they needed help all the way up the Florida coast.
What's that got to do with the number 3,000, 20,000? I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, I'm saying, yeah, there was help there. There wasn't enough, and it slowly is trickling in because they can't do it. There's other places that needed help.
Every state takes care of themselves. Every state has their own national guard.
We're talking government. We're talking state.
When we have a hurricane here, I mean, there are people from other states that volunteer to come down, but we depend on people here in Florida to take care of us. We depend on Governor DeSantis to see to it that whatever we need is being sent in. Carolina should be doing the same thing. Tennessee should be doing the same thing. I mean, the idea of saying we don't have help. The only thing about I think it's Tennessee. Was it Tennessee? Or was it Carolina? They said it was hard to plan for. Somebody said, why didn't you plan better for this? And the guy had a good answer. He says, it's hard to plan for something that's never happened before. In the history that their state, I guess, that flood that's here there right now, they said they've never had anything like that before.
Yeah, yeah.
I swear to God, I'm going to give this dog away.
He wants to be here with us. Oh, goodness.
Buddy, you're
Trying
really
to get
starting
him
to piss
to
me
keep him
off.
from
Get
getting
in there and
tangled
get
up,
around
and it's
me.
just not possible. No, he wants to chase the geckos, so he gets tangled
Lay
around the
down there.
chair. And did you get his chewy? I give it to him. There you go. Yes, sweetheart. Get in your daddy. Yeah, get your chewy. Yeah, get your chewy.
There.
He's something else. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Can move the whole porch. Oh. William wants to know, did you look up the blackbird we have here? It's called the kestrel.
No, I haven't. Somebody sent me that, yeah, but I didn't look it up.
Missy
But I know
Mo?
they're only down here certain times of year, like they're not here now.
Yeah.
So they must migrate from somewhere.
I just thought they were old crows.
That's what they look like, but they're bigger than a crow.
You moved the camera.
Oh, damn it.
Missy Mo says hello from sunny and cool Michigan. Your weather's cooling down, huh? So, yeah, we're going to get some cooler weather next week, I think. The two storms that was heading this way are they're going out in the water, so we don't have to worry about theirs. But there's another one that we might get. The tip of Florida might get some of it. I think they're saying the southern and maybe the central part. But it'll just be a water and rain event. It won't be hurricane status. And it's going to bring the temperature down. So we could use that. But like I said, right here, the temperature is not bad. It's the humidity that's so high. And I know people laugh about it when you say humidity, but when you get 97% humidity, I don't care what temperature it is. It's muggy. Yeah, that's all I can say.
It's really muggy today.
And then I said, we haven't had much wind. When it gets to where we get 6 mile an hour winds.
Well, there's a breeze out there.
Yeah.
Just not getting in here.
That's why I said it's going to be like 6 mile an hour.
That's why we stack chairs here. When there's a hurricane, for some reason, this area right here, the wind just doesn't come in here.
Yeah.
That's why when we're sitting out all day like today, we generally have a fan to blow in here. Now, if I was to pull these chairs out to the end of the sidewalk, which is right here in front of us, about 4 or 5 feet, we start getting a breeze.
Yeah. Hey, Jerry, wrestler. Marcia says, my sister has the same problem up the panhandle of Florida, so she comes to Atlanta to see her doctor she had while living in Georgia. Well, a lot of people do that here. They go home. They go home to see their doctor, and that's a lot of times they're not specifically snowbirds, but they schedule all their surgeries at the hospitals they're used to, with the doctors they're used to.
I can understand that.
Yeah, yeah. And like I said, if you don't have a good grip of the doctors down here, if you don't trust the doctors down here, you do that. And let
me tell you, I haven't had a doctor yet that I trusted, except this dentist, until somebody had a dirty finger or something in my mouth. I got infected from it, and it had to come from there. Couldn't come from nowhere else.
All right.
So I don't trust any of them down here.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I trust my registered nurse.
Yeah.
Is that what she is? I don't even know. I thought she was a physician's assistant, but I don't know that.
She's a nurse practitioner.
Okay.
I mean, you could go through and see what the quantifications are for the difference in the physician's assistant, nurse practitioner, RN, that kind of thing.
She don't dick around, man. If she wants to check your skin, she'll just tear your shirt off. She just doesn't care.
She didn't tear your shirt off. She unbuttoned it. You didn't even know.
I didn't even know she unbuttoned it.
That was funny. He gets up off the table, sit in the chair, and my shirt's unbuttoned. But yeah, she's a great lady, and I think she's very, very competent as a nurse practitioner.
Well, that's who I'm going to see from now on.
Okay.
And when she was asking me, I told her about that one doctor that told me, he said, why don't you just go home and die? That's what he told me in the office in there.
Yeah.
The Jewish doctor. I'm saying that because I can't,
Kaplan.
Kaplan. And I told her we just started talking. She knows how to take my joking. Some of the people in there have no sense of humor. And I was saying something about that. I said, well, I like to go with somebody that knows how to take my sense of humor once in a while. And I said, the last doctor I had, I said, he got mad at me, I think, because he just told me to go home and die. And she looked at me really strange. She said, who was that? I said, I can't remember his name, but it was a Jewish doctor. She said, oh. And then she heard this before. She, oh.
And the whole idea behind that, he was being facetious, yes, but he just said, if you're not going to listen to what I tell you to do, you might as well just go home and die. He said, I'll talk to your wife.
Yeah.
He said, because you're not going to listen to me anyhow.
No. But I told him that. I wasn't lying to him. I told him, I said, you can tell me anything you want to, but the truth of it is, I'm going to decide what I want to do.
Yeah.
And what we were arguing about was, because he was a new doctor at that time, another one. I said, well, let me explain to you kind of how I am and how I want it to be, because every time I get a new doctor, I got to pass this information along. And I told him, to be quite honest with you, with the village's health system, I'm getting kind of tired of this. I said, I'm not coming in here and living in a doctor's office. I said, there's a lot of lonely old people here that they want to talk to somebody, and so they like it when they got 4 doctor appointments every week to go in there and sit down and talk all day. I said, that ain't me. And he goes, well, he said, I don't think coming in here twice a year is asking too much. I said, Doc, it's never twice a year. Your appointments with you is twice a year, but in order to come here, it's 2 appointments just to get in here. Blood work, labs, all that stuff. And then I got to come in here the next week, so there's 2. And I said, God help me if I complain about something. He said, well, how's your knee? Well, my knee's a little sore. Well, how's your lower back? Well, my lower back's a little sore. There's 2 more doctor's appointments you're going to set me up on. You're going to send me over to a back specialist. You're going to send me over to a knee specialist. I said, I am not doing this. Well, why don't you just go home and die?
That's what I would have said. Cindy G said it's 61 in Pittsburgh. Wow, 61. That's getting fall season. Yeah, I love the fall season. I love the colors and everything, and I like the cool down.
You like the what?
The cool down and the fall colors. And
see, they make fun of me around here for saying that word.
What?
Collars.
Colors?
You like this? A collar?
No, colors.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but nice. I miss that kind of thing, but I don't like the temperature going down too far.
Who's
if I can put a jacket on, I'm good.
It looks like our car.
Yeah.
I've never seen that over there before.
I seen it the other day. I think it might be their son.
Did they get a new car?
No, I don't
That's her
think
driving.
So. Well, then maybe they did. Because she did wreck the other one.
The green one?
Huh?
The green one?
Yeah.
In a roundabout?
I don't have any idea.
Watch them roundabouts. They're deadly.
Her father passed. That might be his car. I don't know.
No, she backs in the driveway and the green one's gone.
Okay.
I think they got a new car.
That could be.
Good taste. Looks just like ours. Same color and everything.
Richard Sanders says, my wife just had surgery about 2 weeks ago. She is doing well. Well, good, Richard. I'm really, really glad. And I said, the healthcare system is something that's just, it boggles your mind. I don't care where you're at or who you're with as far as doctors goes. You got to trust them. That's the whole thing. You got to trust them and what they say. That's what you go to them for, and if you don't trust them, that's why a lot of people go back to their hometown and have surgery and doctor's appointments and stuff like that. Like I said, a lot of them aren't snowbirds. They're just going to get that stuff done at home because they're more comfortable.
I got to tell you, I kind of wish I'd have done that, but I can't because I sold my house up north. Well, I don't know. Can I still keep? No, because my primary care would be in Indiana, right?
Yeah.
So if I had a heart attack down here, I wouldn't have any primary care.
I'm
not sure how that works.
Well, I said snowbirds can tell
I'm
you
on
how they
Advantage
do it.
plan. I don't know if that would work.
I said snowbirds could tell you how that works. I don't know, but some of the
if I had
snowbirds
to keep
do
a doctor,
that.
my point is, if I keep a doctor, I need Craig here to ask me these questions. If I go up to Indiana to see, I say I kept a primary care doctor, the guy you didn't like, I like the guy, and I went up there to see him. Will my Advantage plan here take care of me up there, or is that becoming a regional thing now that I have? Southeastern.
Well, like I said, it is the Advantage plan because they like to keep you in network. So if you've got doctors up there, they're in network.
I don't really care, but I don't know if that network up there connects to a network in Florida.
It does. Like I said, you just got to check and make sure the one you're going to does.
Oh, I mean like my doctor. If he's in, well, what network is it? It's just Medicare.
No. The doctor network.
So if the doctor network, if he takes Medicare, then he's in the network.
No.
I don't get it.
No, you got to be in.
How did this all become?
You got to be in the insurance network.
How did all this become so complicated since my dad? My dad didn't have any of these problems, and he came to Florida all the time. He just, threw down his Medicare card and his insurance card, whatever he had, Blue Cross Blue Shield, I think, and that was it.
Now, did you ask him what he did when he got to Florida? He just did whatever he had to do.
I think what Mom did, just knowing Mom, I'm going to go ahead and get our doctor's appointment scheduled before we leave. That would be my mom. We'll get all this out of the way now. That way we don't have to worry about it till we come back.
That's right. And that's really the way to do it. DJM wants to know if there's any recommendations for landscape maintenance.
Maintenance? What maintenance?
Yeah, like I said, we've got a guy that mows the grass.
We've got a
different guy that does the bushes.
Yeah. And he also, this last time, he sprayed all my flower beds for weeds.
Yeah.
But you got to tell him what you want. Well, the guy we got. You got to tell him what you want because it's a non-contractual thing. I don't want to sign no contracts for this stuff. And so whenever he comes around and we're getting close to even trimming again, really, we'll tell him we want all these bushes. Well, she does. She says, here's what she says. Just trim everything. That's what she says. Well, me, I'd be more particular. I said, well, this is okay up here. Just take care of that over there.
And I'm beginning to wonder if it's wise because I had talked to someone that had one of the big ones. There's Dean's, there's Massey, there's Fertigator. And they not only mow and spray, they also can do your bushes. They also can do your trees. And it's one price a month. And we're getting to that point to where I'm going to have to sit down and do some figuring and see if that would be feasible to do them where they did it all. One company did it all instead of having it done piecemeal by different people.
No, because see that price, I can tell you right now, that price where you do the contract, that's every month price. Whether they do it or not, you pay every month. Well, it's like mowing your yard. Well, in the wintertime, you're going to pay so much a month to have your yard mowed, let's say. In the summertime, they mow it every week because it grows. Wintertime, the grass here anyway goes dormant. So they may only mow my yard once a month for 2 or 3 months, but I still pay that same price every month. And yard maintenance is the same way. You may not have any growth in your bushes when they go dormant, but you're going to pay that price every month. And I like the idea of knowing I can call Chano and say, hey, he speaks English really well. The people that work with him, I don't think do. I don't know where he's from. Don't care. He just does a good job. And we just say, we just want all this. And I'll say one thing about Chano. I've never seen hardly anybody that does a better cleanup than him.
Yeah, they do great cleanup.
I mean, there's not even a leaf left on the grass.
Yeah,
when they
Chano Martinez, if you should happen to need somebody to do that. He just trims our bushes. He doesn't do trees.
He don't? I thought he did.
No, he'll do a Robolini if it's small like that one in the back, but other than that, they don't.
So
they don't do the climbing.
He won't trim that dead stuff off?
He would, but he'd charge you a lot.
Oh, because he don't want to do it.
Yeah, so that's why I said, I don't know if it wouldn't be feasible.
I can do that stuff. That ain't a big deal. I can do that over there. I've got one of them chainsaws. Actually, somebody gave it to me because they didn't want it. It's got like a 15-foot pole. I can reach up there, got that stuff off. It ain't a big deal.
Jerry Bell says, I'm in St. Pete. People I work with that live on the barrier islands lost everything. All storm surge. Some have sand in the house to the top of the countertops.
There's a lot of people that's lost everything.
Yeah, all along that coast. And one town, Steinhatchee, is completely wiped off the map. Just like Mexico Beach was in, 2 or 3 hurricanes ago. Mexico Beach kind of disappeared. Everything was flattened. Well, that's what's happened in Steinhatchee. That's actually, I think that's where the hurricane entered, right there. And it's a little south of Tallahassee. And that's it come in at 140 mile an hour winds. So you could just imagine that. Well, maybe you can't imagine that. It was hard for me to imagine some of the wind that we've seen down here in a few hurricanes, to where you could stand and watch the trees, your palm trees, bending to the ground. I mean, that was scary. I mean, that was really, really scary. And I said, I don't think I've seen 140-mile-an-hour winds, and I don't want to.
I don't think we'll see that here.
Well, let's hope not, because like I said, I
mean,
know.
we can see stronger winds than what we had the last time. It don't depend really on these hurricanes. I'm noticing it depends on the size of the hurricane, not the eye. It depends on the size of the hurricane. Just like us, that hurricane missed us by 200 miles. We were just going to get a little wind and probably, I figured, a lot of rain. Well, as you saw, I don't think we got all that much rain, even when we sat out there. And the wind was not that bad. But sometime later that night, and I don't know when because I was probably in bed sleeping, we must have got a lot of rain. The wind must have really picked up. And when I came outside just to kind of look at things, I seen a shingle laying over here. And right away I knew, oh, damn it. And I climbed up on the roof and I seen the damage up there. But compared to what these other people losing everything, I'm not going to complain about losing a few shingles.
Well, and let's see. I must have missed one here. Laura Lampy says, Kelly B., congratulations on only 70 days until retirement. I have 205 days left, not counting vacation and holidays. Yeah, you guys, Kelly B., listen, you could do the happy dance. 70 days, do the happy dance. Laura, the same thing, 205 days. That might seem like a lot, but it will go by so fast. It really will. Now that you got down to how many days, you know how many days it's going to be. It'll go by so fast.
She doesn't work anyway. They're always going out to a picnic or over to some restaurant.
Well, it seems like she works for a pretty good company. So
they're trying to bribe her to stay there is what they're trying to do.
Oh, my gosh.
Wait till you get ready to retire, and they come up and offer you a package deal. I've seen that overnight in UPS a lot. Guys who have been there, management, whatever, and they get ready to retire, and they go, hey, we could like to talk to you about maybe a bonus and getting you to stay for an extra year and help train the person that's going to take your place.
Yeah. Joseph Smith said, we were vacationing in Asheville, North Carolina last week. Wow. And cut our trip short and left on Thursday when the heavy rains moved in. We were in shock seeing the devastation just 24 hours later. Yes. Oh, my gosh. You really missed the bad part, thank God. That's Asheville was just cut off completely. So you're really lucky that you got out of there in time.
Isn't Nashville where Billy Graham's gravesite was at?
I don't remember. I know we went there. I just don't remember where it was at.
Yeah, we went to Billy Graham's gravesite, and I was thinking it was in Nashville. Well, I could be wrong there.
Yeah, Laura wants to wish Richard's wife a speedy recovery. And yes, we wish her well. Hope she gets through this without any problems. Jerry Bell says, Sue must be pumpkin spice. Was she one of the Spice Girls? Not hardly. Let's see.
You say Jerry Bell's over in St. Pete?
That's what he said, yeah. Joseph said 70 and sunny in Ohio today and through this week. Yeah, and Joseph, we had one of our neighbors behind us. She lives in Dayton, Ohio. And I was just shocked.
You know that's where they keep the alien bodies.
In Dayton? I was just totally shocked that she called and said their electricity was out and they had no internet and rain. I could not believe it got all the way to Ohio. I mean, this was just an incredible storm. It really was. And I said, I'm always thinking that we're safe because we're inland.
Not on this storm.
Well, like I said, they were inland.
If it gets that far north and does that, if it came over here, we'd be in serious crap.
Yeah. And like I said, usually when it hits the ground, once it hits land, then it backs down a little bit. But there's an incredible amount of rain. We didn't get it.
I'm wondering if something else coming because we went to the doctor's yesterday and I got a clean bill of health. So we went out to Olive Garden and ate. And by the way, may I say, it looks like the snowbirds are making an early arrival.
Not early. It's October. They're here.
Yeah, but it was packed. And we weren't there during dinner hour. We was there like at 2:30.
Yeah.
And it was packed. And there were tables with 15, 20 people at a table. And there was a couple, 3 tables like that. And then when I left the doctor's office, which is there at Pinellas Plaza, there was a stoplight there to get on 466, 466A, 466A. and the line went from that stoplight to turn left all the way back almost to the entrance of Pinellas Plaza. I have
Yeah.
never seen it backed up like that.
Yeah. Carol Madigan says, hi, Skip and Sue, 67 here on Long Island. 67 is a decent temperature. You know,
Hey,
I can put a jacket on for 67.
Long Island. Explain to me why people from Long Island says Long Island. They got that at the end of it. I've heard it several times. Where you from? Long Island. I don't get it.
I think they've told you before.
I'm
William,
curious.
William says, is it true Skip wanted to be a gynecologist but could not find any?
Look at her. She's talking on the phone while she's trying to drive.
Oh, my
This
goodness.
is how females drive.
Oh, for gosh
They hold themselves. That's what they do. I'm showing you. There's one right there. They drive down the road this way. They got just like this, and they're going down the road trying to turn the steering wheel and all this and that.
John Romanek says you're only covered for emergency care if you're out of the system.
What?
If you're out of the system, you're only covered for emergency care.
So in other words, if I go to a doctor because I'm having a tremendous amount of pain like I did here, you're telling me the doctors will say, go home?
That's emergency care.
I went to the dentist and they wouldn't do nothing here. And this is where I'm in network.
Okay.
What do you mean, okay? You know that.
Well, like I know what you're saying, and of course you've got it messed up.
No, I didn't. I went up there here. I didn't go to the emergency room. I did not go to the hospital. I went to the dentist office and complained about all this. I said, I'm going to need some pain medication or something until we get this figured out. He wouldn't do anything because of state laws.
And no doctor will, because if you're being taken care of, if you're under another doctor, they won't take over unless it's a complete emergency.
You know, I would like to see one of these hospital care tell my mom there's nothing we can do to help your husband because he's not in our network. My mom would have been the crazy lady running up and down the hallway.
Genetics. What can I say? As Gracie says, on an Advantage plan, if you have an emergency, you can go to any emergency room in the USA, and your Advantage plan pays for emergency room services.
Yeah, other than your copay, because I do have a copay for emergency services.
But there is, and they may have changed it, but there was a booklet that told you what counties, like we come from Indiana, so it tells you what counties in Indiana that would be covered. I mean, it wasn't the whole state. Maybe they've changed it where it's the whole state now. But it used to be there was a certain amount.
It seems like it's a fad now. Maybe it's always been going on and I never noticed it. There's a lot of baby boomers that retired, sold everything, bought a big motor home, and that's their home. Full-time living in an RV, and they travel everywhere. If they're on Medicare, I'm just curious, how are they taking care of their regular doctor's appointments and stuff like that because they don't have any place they really call home?
Okay. Well, and like I said, you know, that's why the emergency rooms are usually in such bad shape, because people go there that don't have a doctor.
Like illegals?
Like anybody that don't have a doctor.
Go ahead and say it. So you are correct.
Like anybody that don't have a doctor.
Say it. Once again, you are correct. Say it.
Oh, you aren't. Okay. DJM says trimming shrubs. Yes, Chano Martinez is the guy we use to trim our shrubs. And he's very good, and I said their cleanup is spectacular. You can't even tell they've been here.
If she calls him, make sure she understands the system he has. I mean, don't hand him a check.
Yeah, you got to pay cash. And I said, if there's a problem with the language, he can always text you. You can always read a text.
No, Chano speaks pretty good English.
Yeah, he does.
With my bad ears, I can.
But sometimes he brings the whole family.
Now, it's the rest of the family you may have a problem with.
Yeah, and sometimes he brings the whole family. They have it done in 5 minutes, you know. But like I said, their cleanup is wonderful.
Yeah, if they're not doing something right, always look for Chano. Go to him and say, hey, they're not doing what I want over here.
And now I don't happen to have his phone number right now, but you can probably look it up in the phone book. But like every year, we have a show on our favorite vendors, which would be the lawnmower, the shrub guys, the water people. You know,
The
anybody that
driveway
does,
painting guy.
yeah, driveway painting, anybody that does
Work for us.
work for us.
Oh, the lanai enclosure
Yeah,
people.
people that we know and we trust. Every year we have a show on that and give you all those people's numbers and names. And I says people that we rely on, and so we know their service is good. It's people that we've used. And so I said that probably coming up in January, I'd imagine, and when all the birds get here. But usually it's about January when we give you a list of those. But Chano Martinez is the guy that we use to do all the shrubs. And I said, we've got that big 5-foot shrub in the back, 6 foot. I don't know how it is now.
It's a nice privacy hedge.
Yeah, it's a nice privacy hedge.
I thought about taking it out at one time because I got tired of paying to have it trimmed. But even our neighbor over there said, no, she likes it there. She said, she said, it makes me feel like I'm got privacy.
Yeah. And on top of that, the realtor said, "Oh, don't do that. That's that's one of the things that'll
Yeah, the
help sell your
realtor
house."
said that. He said, oh, no, leave that there because that'll add $10,000 to the price of your house. I said,
Yeah.
you got to be kidding me.
Because of the privacy thing. So, because a lot of people are looking, the kissing lanais, they're looking into other people's lanai, and we don't have to do that. The house behind us actually sits on an angle because that's a circle back there. But still, we don't have to worry about that because of that big shrub back there. That kind of, I said, gives us some privacy and them some privacy.
I think we've done video back there showing how that's why we chose this house over the other two that was available. Is this one, the back is behind us is a cul-de-sac, a circle drive, right? Mm-hmm. We're sitting here, the cul-de-sac's here. So all the houses are around here and
they sit at an angle.
Yeah, there's just nobody in the middle. And so we have like an open view area back there. And
yeah.
So if people sit out in their lanai and smoke, we don't smell it. If people sit out there and they talk quite a bit, we don't hear hardly much of anything. And so, it's just nicer, I think.
WrestleMania says counterpoint with the larger companies. If a worker moves out of the area or goes to college, they find a new person to take over. If you use a guy, you find another guy if your guy leaves. Yeah, that's the problem that you have coming down here. You don't have a guy. Up north, we knew who to call. Just call the guy. We knew who to call. When you come down here, you don't know who the guy is. So until you're established, like I said, you're kind of at the mercy of asking your neighbors for help or going through the phone book or the newspaper and finding, if you want somebody to do stuff, that's how you find them. Now,
and we've talked about that. So that's the problem coming down here. See, wherever you live, and you've probably been there for many, many years working until you retire. If something was break or something, you needed something done around your house, you know the guy. You know who you're going to call. You come down here, you don't know anything. And you don't know who's good, who's bad, who's too expensive, who's not.
Who shows up?
Yeah, you're going to ask your neighbor all the time, hey, who took care of this and who took care of that? And you're going to take their word for it. And the truth is, unless they've been here for a while, they probably don't know either. They just got this one guy, and probably somebody may have recommended that guy to them, just like we recommend to you. But we only recommend to people we have used. So when somebody says, well, what about this company? I don't know. They may be a great company. Go by Google search, I guess, because I'm not going to recommend anybody unless I have used them.
And we don't necessarily go for the cheapest guy.
No.
We don't go for the most expensive guy.
I just want it done right.
Yeah.
And I want it done in a timely fashion.
Right. Joseph Smith said, our power was out Friday and Saturday. Thank goodness for our Honda generator. At least the drought is over.
Where's he from?
Joseph Smith.
Joseph. Is that Josie or Jose?
Joseph.
Oh, Joseph.
Yeah. And I think he's maybe on the Palm Coast.
Yeah, I've got a portable generator too. I really got for a backup generator for the RV, but when I knew this storm was coming and we didn't know what was going to happen, I went over there. Not only that, I got my Blue Yeti, the big power bank. I got it and brought it home in case. And I brought the generator too, a portable generator, thinking, well, if we're out of electricity for a while, I'm going to have to recharge that Blue Yeti eventually. My generator will do that. And it'll also run a lot of stuff. But I think it's just nice to have them around, even if you don't use it that much. It's just nice to have them.
Walter S. wants to know how's TRICARE in the villages.
They do have TRICARE.
Yeah, what I've heard is they're wonderful. And I said, no, we don't use it. But we have several friends that do, and they say they're wonderful here.
Yeah.
And that's hard to, any organization that has benefits for the military, and sometimes they get a pretty bad rap. But here, I guess they got their stuff together. And I said, from the people that's went there that I know, they said they're wonderful here. So take it for what it's worth.
Yeah. I've heard that from 2 and 3 military people sitting around talking about it. They all said they went there for a this or a that, and they had nothing bad to say about it.
Overjoyed says I would need to use a Medigap plan, not a Medicare Advantage plan, HMO. Well, Overjoyed, I have that. I have the Florida Blue Medicare, and I don't do Advantage plan. And Advantage plan's all right for some people, but I had extensive medical bills, and so the supplement was better for me, or Medigap, whichever you want to call it. The supplement was very good for me, and I've stuck with it. I was in the Advantage plan for the first year we was here, and so I found out how expensive it was for me. Skip is on the Advantage plan. It works for him because he's fairly healthy. So, you just kind of, you get what's good for you. And I said, the United Healthcare has a regular supplement. Florida Blue has a regular supplement. There's a lot of them out there. But like I said, take it from us. We had both kinds. And I said, it works for us for what we want, what we need. Like I said, I had extensive medical bills. And so like I said, the supplement plan worked for me. I don't know if it would have done as well with the Advantage plan because I wasn't on it at the time. But he's never had a problem with it. So, and it's convenient because the doctors are right here. But if you get primary,
there's a chance though, as you get older, medical conditions pop up. I mean, I'm not stupid about it. That I may have to change for one reason or another. I may find a doctor that's really better than what I've got, but he don't take Advantage. I may have to change, and I will. And somebody had sent something in a comment or an email. I don't know who it was or whatever, and they got me to thinking. They said you can't do that. So once you are on, say, Advantage, to get over to regular Medicare was like pulling teeth. They don't want to do it. You can't hardly do it. And he said he'd never known anybody that could do it. Well, I called Craig. I didn't make a video of it. I just called Craig and I said, hey, is that true? I said, can I, maybe I asked him here on Porch Settin.
You did.
I did? Okay. I said, can I change plans later if I want to, go to regular Medicare? And he said, yes, you can.
Yeah. And so, that's Craig Morrison, our Medicare guy.
And trust me, if Craig says you can, I'm telling you, you can.
Yeah. And now they do have some questions for you. But other than that, yeah, it's doable. The thing is, they don't want you going back and forth constantly. But the opening for changing your insurance is in October.
October 15th, I think it starts, right?
I don't know, 15th or 17th, yeah, and it runs until December 5th.
Like when?
December 5th, I think.
Okay.
Don't take that as a rule. Look it up, but like I said, that in that time frame, I'd like to get
Craig here on Porch Settin during this. Yeah. So if you guys got questions about Medicare and what to do, how to do, and all this and that, or
but during enrollment time, he's very busy.
You heard a rumor that in 2025 there's going to be some major changes in Medicare, but we don't know what they are.
No, to the Advantage plan is what I heard. So,
well, anyway, Craig would know.
Yeah.
So I'd really like to get him here to answer a few questions like that.
Yeah. Let's see. Joseph Smith says, I imagine people traveling full time would use an urgent care just like we do if we're sick on the weekends or holidays. Yes.
Probably.
It's one of those things where you don't expect to be there a whole lot. And so you'd go to a urgent med, anything like that, urgent care.
I got my flu shot.
Yeah, ER systems, those kind of things. I said because they would take care of you at the time. So
Sue asked her, I don't do any of this stuff. She's the one that does. She gets me in trouble with this all the time. We're getting ready to go. She says, is there any question? I said, nope. Sue says, can he get a flu shot today? And she
says, he's not going to ask. Yeah. So I'm going to get it.
So she says, well, I'll go out and see. So I think we can. I think we got him. So she comes back in with another paper with stuff written on it. And she says, okay, you're due for a pneumonia shot too. You haven't had one for like 3 years or whatever. So we need to do that too. I
13.
said, okay. Huh?
13.
13 what?
Years.
13 years. That's okay. So we need to do that. I said, okay. And then there was another one. She said something about
your shingles.
Shingles. She haven't had that. I said, no. I was going to do that until somebody said you had to do 2 of them. I said, and that ticked me off. I said, I ain't doing 2 of them. And she said, well, we could do a shingle shot. So I said, Can you pour it all in one bucket and you just shoot it all in there at the same time? I don't understand why you can't. He has always said, you wish. See, we can't do that. I said, why not? I don't get it. So they come in and give me this little flu shot thing. And I said, well, I want to come back and get my pneumonia shot too. Because I didn't know pneumonia down here. For some reason, I've noticed in Florida, maybe because it's a retirement community. Maybe that's why I noticed.
And the older you get.
There's people here that get pneumonia and die.
Yeah.
And we had a neighbor that got pneumonia so bad they took him home or took him away in an ambulance. He survived it, but it must be really serious. And to me, pneumonia is the flu with a lot of liquid. That's how I feel about it. But apparently it's more than that.
Yeah.
And so anyway, I said, yeah, I said pneumonia. So she said, okay, we'll set you up an appointment. I said, why can't we just come back tomorrow? Oh, no. You got to wait 2 weeks so that the flu shot gets in your system.
Yeah. You can't take them all at one time.
I just don't get it.
Sherry Barnes Stebbins says TRICARE is great here in the villages. That's what we've heard.
There you go.
Yeah, that's what we've heard. And I said we've not used it, but everybody says the same thing. And
I've never heard anything bad.
Well, when you go to the Veterans Hospital anywhere else, what do they think? What do they hear?
But I've sat down here at Lake Sumter really, but now it's down here at Brownwood too at City Fire. There's a group of military guys that shows up like one day a week, like on Friday, or maybe it's one day a month. I don't know when it is. But I happened to be down there one day. They're called Band of Brothers.
Mm-hmm.
Band of Brothers. And boy, what a fun group that is. They can tell you stories. I didn't do any video or anything because I don't want to, I don't want them all to feel funny, but they were telling me war stories. Some were funny.
And they also do the same thing in Lake Sumter at City Fire there. They have a certain day.
I thought that whole group moved down here.
But anyway, no, they had more than enough, and so they moved.
So anyway, while I was talking to them, I asked them, I said, what do you guys think of the TRICARE down here? And they said, wonderful. And so, if they say it's good, I got to tell you, it must be good.
Yeah. Well, that's what Donnie had.
Donnie had it. I know. And he went there. And Phil Bede went there a lot.
Yeah. So we know a lot of people that's had it. They say the same thing, that it's wonderful. So, Bad Karma says, do Chano's texts have an accent?
No, but it's funny you say that. The reason why she says that is because, like the guy, Romaldo, does my driveway. If you call him and leave a message, he speaks English fairly well. I don't have a problem understanding him, and I've got the worst ears in the world. And I don't have a problem with him all that much. But I do know that if he doesn't know your number, if he doesn't know where you're not in his phone book where it doesn't say Bob is calling, he don't know who you are. It's just a number. He won't answer it. You have to go to voicemail, leave him a message, and leave him a slow, accurate, very clear message so he can go through it and hear it. Otherwise, he'll tell you, send him a text of what you want, because his phone, I guess, translates it to probably a different language. He's from, I think, Puerto Rico, but I won't swear to that.
I don't have any idea.
I don't really have no idea either. Puerto Rico, I don't know why I'm thinking that, but I'm thinking he's from Puerto Rico.
Jackie Van Auken wants to know if I'm still painting. Honey, I haven't painted in a while. And it's one of those things where it's like golfers get to where they have a slice, and so they quit for a while to see if that helps. And that's kind of where I am. I painted for a while, and then I got to where it just wasn't coming to me. I just didn't have the vision to do anything, and so I quit. I figured maybe if I pick it back up in a little while, then maybe I'd be better at it. Although I know myself that you get better if you keep working on it. But I just didn't have the inkling to do that. So I haven't painted in a good while. I've still got my stuff. It's all still here. And I haven't figured out what to do with all my paintings that I've got on the wall right now, because I'm really wanting to paint the whole house. I want to paint
the house.
I want to paint the inside.
I'm not climbing on ladders up there on that high ceiling.
Did I ask you?
You're not either. You fell down walking on a sidewalk.
Well, like I said, but I want to get it painted. It's time.
Well, we'll have to find somebody that can
do that. But yeah, as far as me painting it, and the other day I watched the lady that I used to watch all the time, Ginger Cook, and her daughter, and I watched the program, and that's who I learned a lot from, because she's very knowledgeable and she's very down to earth. She doesn't give you a lot of foo-foo stuff. She tells you terms and techniques that you can use, and I said sometimes I thought, oh, that's how you do that, you know. So she's very, very good, and so I kind of got the inkling. So now it's a matter of do I want to wait until it gets a little bit cooler, because I'm working out in Lanai, so I want to wait till it gets a little bit cooler out there, so so my paint doesn't dry in a second. Uh, but I think I'm ready to go back to it. I will let you know. I was going to say I didn't know what to do with all the stuff I got on the walls now. So, like I said, I run out of room. There's not a wall in my house that's blank. That's terrible, I know. Let's see. Rester says RVers sometimes have an extra supplement to their Medicare that helps cover some medical expenses not in network for their Medicare supplement insurance. I bet Craig can be more specific.
Well, I'm sure they got something. I just know that because this full-time RVing thing has become such a thing nowadays. I've talked to some people that work for insurance companies telling me that there's a lot of changes that's happened. One is if you buy say a 40-foot diesel pusher and you just bought the diesel pusher, it's an RV. If you go to get insurance on it, the odds are now insurance company's going to ask you, are you going to RV full time, or is this just going to be a part-time vehicle? And they're going to want mileage on it. And if you're full time, your insurance totally changes. Totally.
Well, and I said the Medicare supplement plan is easier to work around than the Advantage plan. I said the Advantage plan is for in-network. Medicare supplement will work anywhere in the world, but the Advantage plan is in-network. That's how they save money. That's the whole idea of an Advantage plan, because they want to stay in-network, because it's just like the big store. Sam's Club can give you a smaller price because they buy in bulk. So it's the same kind of thing, the in-network thing. They if they can keep you.
Nothing like buying pickles in a 5-gallon jar.
But the idea is that it saves you money because they save money.
It don't save you no money. This is a fallacy. Once again, they think, well, it saves you money. I get a 5-gallon pickle. You throw half them pickles away because they sit around for so long they turn to crap. You got to throw them away.
I don't buy 5 gallons of pickles.
Well, you know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about. And I said, and I don't buy that stuff. And I said, if I can't use it,
that?
But, I don't know.
Is that what's her name down there? Buddy's?
Debbie.
Oh, yeah, that's the lady that Buddy likes.
Yeah.
Well, Buddy likes everybody.
Yeah.
What can I tell you?
But it's Mom. She likes Debbie's mom.
Yeah, her mom will actually walk all the way down here to get what she calls her buddy fix.
Oh, Craig C. says you lose the I've got your back 9/11 cap.
No, it's in there. I didn't wear it because it's very hot and muggy today. So I know I'm going to sweat. And you're going to get these sweat rings right around here that do not come out. They stain it. And your color of the hat that you gave me is just the right color that for forever that sweat ring will show. So I got it protected in there.
Yeah, Overjoy says maybe someone can create a newsletter listing recommended vendors. Yes, that would be a good idea, Overjoy.
I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
It's just more work. I got to come up with a web page and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's just too much. I put out a video 3 times a week on the Village's channel. That don't include the editing part, the filming part, or any of that. And then I got to do my RV channel, a video for that. And then I got to do, what else do I do? Patreon. I got to put it up for Patreon. And then my YouTube members, they get special stuff all the time. I got enough.
Tiny violins. Tiny violins.
You know what that is? That's the world's smallest. What's he barking at?
I don't know. Probably another gecko. Joseph Smith says he's in Ohio, about 15, 20 minutes from Kings Island. Well, you probably need
Get over here.
A generator up there because of tornadoes and ice storms.
Right now.
I said when we were in Indiana, that's something that we was out on the farm. We was out of
what that?
Out of electricity for almost a week once because of ice storms. So yeah, and it's totally necessary up there. Craig C. said, can't imagine many carry businesses would last around the Villages very long with the word of mouth factor of this place. Carry businesses. Not sure what you're talking about, Craig. Oh, crappy businesses. Okay. Yeah, so it's amazing that some of that they keep building around here, of course, and for more people, and it's not just in the villages, it's all the way around us, but for more people, you need more staff, so there's more restaurants, there's more stores, they're putting in another Walmart, they're putting in a Target, because they have them on the north end. They don't have them down here, so they're a little bit at a time, they're putting that stuff in, because there's enough population to feed them. So, and I've seen so many people down here
And they're building,
start their own
they're
business.
building a Costco somewhere.
Yeah, they're building a Costco over on 466, and so there's enough people here to actually keep them in business. So, but like I said, there's a lot of people that are on their own, starting small little businesses, and they seem to do well here, because you kind of got a captive audience if you don't want to go out of the villages. There's a lot of places here like hairdressers and.
One thing you'll find cool about living in a village is that's why we've always said there's really not a bad place to live. You just want to live somewhere where it's where you need to be. But no matter where you live, you're not 5 minutes away from any kind of shopping.
Yeah. Well, and then like you said, if it's a crappy business, yeah, people will talk. Yeah, you won't last long if you're crappy.
Oh, we've seen restaurants here close like crazy because people go in there and they'll get something and it wasn't right, and they'll tell other people, and next thing you know, nobody goes in there, and that place is out of business. Well, one of them was the beer garden. We first moved here, Bavarian.
Oh, I don't know. It was something else before
we went
that.
there.
Yeah, I
When
don't know.
Brownwood was brand new, there were, on the corner there now where Bluefin is at, was a German Bavarian kind of thing. And we went there and had lunch. I had one beer, and the bill was like $72 and some cents, not including tip. And I told Sue, I said, this place ain't gonna last. This is a retirement community. What the hell about these people?
And that was the second business that had been in there. The guy owned the first business, and he changed it over to the German business. Neither one of them lasted.
I thought it was German first, and then he changed it over to something else.
No, it was the other way around.
Makes no difference. It's the same guy, same mentality.
And then FMK took over, and they've been there a while because he knows
FMK
what
does
he's
a
doing.
good job. FMK has one thing that they do at every one of their restaurants, and I can't stand it. I don't like it, and so that's why I just simply don't go there unless I have to. FMK serves like cafeteria-style food. If they go back in the kitchen and you order something, 3 minutes later, they're bringing it to your table. Now, what does that tell you? That's not cooked fresh. It's back there somewhere. And when they bring it to you, I have never gotten food from any FMK restaurants. I told Sue this yesterday, that ever came to my table and sat in front of me and there was any steam coming off of it. It's never hot enough. It's always like lukewarm, and I don't like that.
Overjoyed says that's the thing with the Advantage plan. They get you with the 5,000 comprehensive dental and Part D. My meds are prohibitively expensive on all Part D plans. Mine too. And that's why I said I didn't last long on the Advantage plan. Although the part I do have the Part D, but I pick who I get it from. And I said, if you've never used GoodRx, especially if your medicine is expensive, check it out. Go online, check it out. You can go to GoodRx, they'll give you a number, and with that number, you can go and put in the name of Walmart, Walgreens, CVS. They'll tell you the price with GoodRx that you get your medicine for. And then they really do a great job, let me tell you. A lot of times they're better than my insurance. My insurance paying for the medicine. GoodRx sometimes comes up with a better deal. But you can actually see the price.
Hey!
Did I wake you? Buddy.
No, I'll smack the hell out of you. You better knock that off.
Yeah, I think I scared him.
I don't care.
Well, yeah. Laying down there asleep. Okay. But yeah, GoodRx. And then like I said, it's like I said, I just think it's a wonderful thing. When I had the prayer and care committee here, that's one thing that I told everybody right off the bat. Go check them out, because as you get older, your medicine gets more expensive, and like I said, insurance only goes so far. But like I said, if you've got, and GoodRx works with your insurance now. Used to you couldn't have insurance, it would work, but now it works with your insurance, so you could do both. But go check them out online. They'll explain everything to you. They can send you a card with a number on it, or every time you need a prescription, you just go to the website and they'll give you a new number. And that's what you use when you get your medicine. But I think they're wonderful.
Does he bite when he does that, or is he just making noise?
He just makes noise.
Oh, okay. Remember Rambo was that way with Dad?
Yeah.
You swear to God, this dog was chewing Dad's fingers off. And Dad said, "Look at this. He ain't doing anything."
Well, it's it's scared. He's frightened, and I said when he's
I'm
asleep
afraid
like that.
when he gets older, that could turn into the real thing. That's why he's got to learn as a pup now.
Well, like I said, he doesn't bite, but like I said, he acts like he's going to. He sure sounds like he's going to, doesn't he?
I thought he was.
Yeah. Craig C says the whole healthcare down here blows my mind. So confusing. It is. And like I said, it's there's a lot to go through, but once you get it down, like I have a supplement plan, so I can't go to the primaries in the village's health. But
Hey,
that's
Craig
the
C,
only
real
thing.
quick, let me buddy him. Craig C, I've been trying to get a hold of him. I sent him a message on here twice. He doesn't. He's out partying. Yeah, he says something about taking a cruise here.
Yeah.
Anyway, do you have a? If you've got a YouTube channel, Craig, email it to me because I'm wanting to advertise your little business you're going to do because I think it's a good fit here, and I'm putting up a little sample of what it is. But I don't have your YouTube channel to refer these people to go to your YouTube channel.
Yeah. Yeah. And Craig C wants to know how much do people have to pay for healthcare coverage. He said in the
Everything
range.
you got.
In the range.
Here's an arm for a down payment. Here's your first month's bill.
For healthcare.
Yeah. What are you talking about?
Insurance. Healthcare. I have a supplement plan that runs me $202 a month.
My Medicare costs what, 160 or 70 a month for Medicare?
Yeah, but then you've got the Advantage plan.
Yeah, but I've got United Healthcare. I got my Advantage through United Healthcare. How much is that? I don't know. What are you asking me for?
Okay. Yeah. Anyhow, he just says a range. So it doesn't have to be exact, but anyhow.
All I know is my refrigerator is keeping my beer cold. I go in my office, turn everything on. It works. Air conditioner's running. That's all I need to know.
Overjoy says, I don't like this getting old stuff, but the alternative sucks too. Yep, you're right. I'm not crazy about it either, but hey, we're still here. Anytime you're this side of the dirt, we're good.
That's what Grandpa said. I used to ask Grandpa. I stopped by his house as a young man. I'd come home from working at the cabinet shop all day. And Grandpa had a place that he was renting in his later years in life. He got rid of his house, and he thought he'd just rent. And it was a nice little place. And I used to stop by there on the way home from work about 2 or 3 times a week. And he was a big American Legion guy. He was the commander of the American Legion post in Anderson, Indiana for many, many years. So he spent all his time up there with his old war buddies. I got to tell you, my grandpa liked his beer. Pabst Blue Ribbon, man, that was his beer.
Yeah.
And every time I go to his house to see just how he was doing, his car was always parked. He left the garage door open, but the car was in the garage. And his garage door, where he was at that time, backed into kind of an alley, really. And every time I go in there was these dents. And he had a Buick Wildcat, and it had a real bumper on the back, a metal bumper. And it had dents in it. And I could recognize the new ones. I'd walk in there and I'd say, Grandpa, where'd that other dent come from? He said, oh, I wish they'd move that damn telephone pole across the street over there. He said, I can't see it, and I keep running into it.
And now Grandpa only had one leg.
Yeah,
so, yeah,
and he drank.
And he drank. So, yeah, he got a lot of dents.
God, I miss him, though, because he was funny.
Yeah. Iron 12 says, I had pneumonia once, and each breath sounded like gurgling water. Yes. I mean, it does. And a lot of people just, like I said, as you get older, whatever, I think it's a bacteria that you get the pneumonia with. And a lot of older people, when their system
so if it
gets
is
really tired.
Can I catch pneumonia from somebody that has pneummonia? Like if they cough or sneeze, can I catch pneumonia?
I don't know a lot about it, but I know other people.
I should ask the doctor.
Yeah.
But see, you're always telling me to shut up.
I am not.
You always
when it's talking to the doctor, I don't
let her do your
that.
job. Be quiet. Listen to her.
Well, yeah, because she's trying to give you an answer and you don't listen. That's what I meant.
But I'm interested in the answers that interest me.
Well, you ain't got all day.
There's one right there. Can you catch pneumonia if somebody has pneumonia?
You can Google that.
I could have asked the doctor yesterday if you'd have let me.
Okay. Yeah, and I've seen a lot of people that had other problems, and it was really easy for them to get pneumonia. And I don't understand the reasoning there. and I could have asked the doctor, but I didn't. But they've got diabetes and maybe some heart disease. But every time you turn around, they're catching pneumonia. Um, so I'm not sure what the link is there, but I know it has something to do with
Well, I
it.
don't know what wrestler's got in mind, but it ain't happening. He's crazy.
So if you're waiting until next year, Luann and I may be able to help paint. We can do a nice pink accent wall with purple trim for Skip in his man cave.
No, I ain't happening.
Oh, well, first off, wrestler, I ain't painting the man cave.
No, I don't have people
I don't go in the man cave.
No.
I don't clean it either.
No, I do.
Yeah. So, sometimes it's scary.
You went in there when it was kind of new and there wasn't a lot of stuff in there, but really, you're the first person that's really been in there and seen how things are.
Yeah.
And I've added a lot to it since, and I'm thinking about redesigning the whole thing. I haven't done it yet because I'm not sure what to do with the crap that's in there. A lot of it's good. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just stuff. It's just stuff I don't use anymore. Maybe I'll have to throw it out. I don't know.
Yeah, it can go in the trash can with my stuff.
I just set it in there. I didn't throw it in there. I was cleaning out that corner because what's his name wanted to see these shingles and all this stuff. I didn't know where they were at. I knew they were over there somewhere. And I'm moving stuff around. There was nowhere to put it where it wouldn't roll around or get in the way. And so I just set it inside the trash can.
Okay. Craig C says,
but I did notice you threw my tools in there.
Hey, I thought, you throw my stuff away, I'm throwing your stuff away.
But my stuff's important.
Said every hoarder in the world. Curious if you all enjoy any of the clubs or have any recommendations. I was over at Laurel Manor. The ukulele club was letting out, and I was blown away how many people were participating. It's a big deal. I mean, I would love to do that, but I'm kind of not committed to doing a practice every so often and going to. Otherwise, I would be doing it because I love it.
What she's really referring to is she was blown away how many people were actually there.
Yeah.
You'll be surprised about clubs down there that you won't be able to get in because there's no room for you. Yeah. The fire marshal declares only so many people can be in this room. And I do know that one of them, there's just a waiting list to get in that club, is that melting glass blowing. Fusion, whatever they call that. It's years to get in that one.
And actually, they don't. You have to learn how to do it before you join the club, and they have a waiting list. They have several now. So
what a real popular one is there? The Dragon Boat is very popular.
Yeah.
And you have
cardio drumming.
Cardio drumming. They have it at a lot of places now. At one point, they only had it at Lake Sumter Landing out the square.
They had it in the Eisenhower. But now they've got it at a lot of
This is before the Eisenhower was even built. They only had it at Lake Sumter for years. And now it's everywhere. You get everywhere. Yeah. But you go to these things, especially in the wintertime when they're doing cardio drumming, you better get there early or you're not going to have a spot.
Yeah. And I quit going in the wintertime because of that, because I would go an hour earlier and they were still already full. But yeah, a lot of that stuff. And I love I love my painting classes. I don't go anymore. Like I'm kind of taking a hiatus.
I thought that lady got sick.
Well, the one moved back to where her children was.
The lady that taught the class, I thought you told me she got sick and had to cancel it.
Yeah, one of them was, yeah. She's back in business now. She sent me an email. But yeah, I love those type of classes. But they also have people that do pottery. And one thing that really kind of blows my mind.
Holy crap. Where'd he come from?
I don't know. Somebody must be moving in down there.
Semi-truck.
Yeah.
I mean, a full-blown semi-truck.
The one that really makes you crazy, and I just like, your pickleball, your softball, that kind of thing, all those clubs. There's so many people here.
So many.
Yeah, and they haven't went to doing it by class. The slower people do this class, the medium people do this class, that kind of thing. Separated a little bit.
Like that. That's a big club. Softball.
Yeah. But I mean, they've got so many things.
So they got men's softball. Do they have women's softball?
I'm assuming they do.
I assume they do, but I don't know that for a fact.
I think they've got over 100 teams.
The men's softball teams are like, it's big. Mm-hmm. And you can't just go in there. They're all age limited, like 50 to 60 club, 61 to 70 club, 70 to 80 club. And then, like everything else, you got some guys in their 60, say the 60 to 70 club. Some of those guys are very good. They're very active for their age. They're very flexible. They can still throw really hard. They don't have shoulder problems. So those guys get into the more I don't know, professional They're still in that age limit, but they're more on the They got different teams at different ratings.
Yeah, but you know, some of the things you don't think about, like the
I want to go to the Village's um, the Village's. I don't know how to say it without sounding dirty. The Village's strip bar.
they have a club for that.
I don't know. They should.
You can start one. Oh, and Jerry says he was referring to the pumpkin spice on the window behind you. Yeah, I didn't even think about that, Jerry. But was there some problem about which one was Sue and which one was Skip?
I'm not pumpkin spice nothing.
Okay.
The only thing that would come close to me to be pumpkin spice is we had pumpkin rolls at a county fair up north. I don't know if they even know what pumpkin rolls are down here.
Oh yeah.
But I really liked them a lot. Sue made me one once and decided I didn't need it anymore, and she ain't made one since.
And the ones you buy
because it's unhealthy. Too much sugar.
The ones you buy in the store are what they put inside is kind of like icing, so it's way too sweet.
Yeah. How many times have I heard this though? Too much sugar. How many times? Tell me. How many? Too much salt. What did the doctor say about my sugar yesterday? Oh, I am well below the diabetic levels. My sugar is just fine. And what'd she say about salt? She said, your salt is just below the normal part. She said, but you're getting to just to the top part of the normal part. But even though I'm still normal.
I told you, you got a good metabolism. Not everybody has that lucky.
So leave me alone.
I don't bother you. I don't. What did you say? You say if you don't buy stuff.
I said if it's in here, if it's in the cabinets, I figure I can eat it.
There you go.
But the things that I want, you never buy.
I do too. I buy everything you want.
I had to put it on the grocery list last week to bring me home a can of peanuts. I ain't had peanuts in probably a year.
And you know what peanuts do? Not what the doctor said. But I'm telling you what they do.
I limited it. I didn't eat the whole can at one time. I just took a little bit today, a little bit tomorrow, a little bit next day, and I didn't seem to have a big problem.
But you told me and I got you some. Huh? You told me and I got you some.
Why did I have to tell you?
Because otherwise I'm not going to get them.
By the way, somebody's going to say something about what you just said. Who? He told you to get them? You always do what he tells you to do?
That doesn't, you know, that doesn't mean that I'll buy them, but normally I buy him what he wants. Okay. Jackie Van Hawkins, I have the same problem, no wall space. I hope you can get back to painting. That way you can escape Skip for a while. Well, we don't have to worry about that. He's in his office working all the time, so I don't have to worry about that too much.
I was in there last night trying to finish up the news. What time did I go to bed? Probably about 2 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, and I got to finish it up today. I got the news done. I got it all edited. Now I got to do what's called stitching it together. And then I got to download it, and then I got to upload it. See, it's just a process. And it takes about 2 to 3 days to do it.
Oh, and you can't tell it from the camera, but the top window over there has the pink ribbon.
Hmm?
I said the top window above your head has the pink ribbon. You can't see it on the camera. That's okay.
I don't know if I can even see it in here.
But I just want to remind people, you know, it's time. Go get it. Go get the girls checked.
Just have your husband check them.
Yeah.
I read the statistics one time that most lumps in women's breasts were found by their mate.
Possible. Night Nurse says, do you have any hot dog carts in the villages?
Yeah, there used to be one. Used to be. I ain't been up there in years. Lake Sumter Landing up there when they're having the bands and dancing. There was a guy that had a hot dog cart. I don't know if it's his or if it was the villages. I don't know how it works, but it was there. And there's nothing fancy about it. I got a hot dog there one time. I don't know if I'd recommend it again.
But yeah, we don't know if he's still there or not. And that's the only one I know of. But when they have events, special events, they usually have food trucks here. And I said I had a bunch of video that didn't make it to the YouTube channel. But last week we had the flying golf cart stunt pilots here. If somebody in the neighborhood had sponsored them to come, and the Mystic ice cream truck was in one of the driveways, and we all watched the flying stunt pilots. It was really, really cute. And so you could be, sit in your lawn chair and watch them right in your neighborhood. And they're good at what they do, and they go all over for that demonstration. And we had a good time.
That's just another one of them clubs.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of them guys that does that. And depending on what your skill level is, there's also another one. I don't know what they're called, but it's the
They're
same
the
kind
drill
of,
team.
the ones that has the big field. They have to go out to a field.
That's the drill team.
The drill team.
And then they're all electric. The stunt pilots are all gas. Why is the difference? I don't know. They've
All I
got
know
their
is
reasons.
the drill team, if I remember right, is the top of the cream right there. Those are the ones you got to have a skill level. Now, I don't know if they provide you with those electric carts or if you have to bring your own. I don't know how that works. So what if you don't have an electric cart?
Well, like I said, you join one group or the other. Because they didn't used to have, one was all electric. And so if you wanted to join, you couldn't. Well, now that they've got a different outfit, you can join the ones that are gas. So, but they did a wonderful job. I think they really, really did. And I said, just somebody in the neighborhood here sponsored them. And you go to their website, I think it's Flying Golf Carts, and then check it out. And I said, I think you can get them to do a demonstration in your neighborhood. Like I said, they had Mystic ice cream here. But any of the food trucks, they have food trucks for a lot of the events. And
call Papa Pineapples. Does he still have his food truck?
Yeah.
Yeah, call Papa Pineapples. He's got pretty good.
But since it's in the neighborhood, it would be really, really nice to have a food truck sitting there, the ice cream truck, that kind of thing. And I said, I think you'd really enjoy it. But that's the first time I'd ever seen them. I'd seen the drill team at the polo field, but I had not got to see the stunt pilots yet. But they were there, very, very good. And I talked to some of the ladies with the team, and there were some ladies on the team. But I talked to a couple of ladies that were sitting it out, and very, very sweet people. I mean, they really, really are. And she said they put in a lot of work, in which I'm sure they do. Let's see. Oh, Craig says he never.
Judy's on here. Judy.
Craig said he never imagined wanting to play a ukulele, but now I'm itching to rock it out on one. The Village is a place like no other. That's true. It is. I mean, that's why I love those little, the little miniature trees. And they've got a name for them for some reason. I never remember that name. Bonsai. Yeah, the little bonsai trees. They have a club for that. It's amazing. And I said, they always say if you want to do something and they don't have a club for it, they'll help you start one. And that's true. Like I said, I started the prayer and care here in the neighborhood when we first moved in. And then they'd help me write out the paperwork and get the rec center and the whole work. So they will help you if there's something you want to do that they don't have a club for. And some of these new things that they do, like the disc golf, I had seen disc golf in other places, but I didn't know how to play it. But like I said, now they have a group for that, and so you can learn all that stuff. Just like the bonsai trees. There's also the archery and
Listen, there's over 3,000 clubs there.
Yeah, there's over.
No way we can mention all of them.
Yeah, but I mean, some of the stuff you don't even think about. But I was going to say the other day, the one thing I love to paint, but I wished I had the skill for the colored pencil painting. I am just blown away by those pictures. And I said, it's all done with a colored pencil. And I said, I look like a 10th grader scribbling when I do colored pencil. But these things they're like photographs. They're beautiful. Craig sees us sitting on a porch in the Villages, watching Porch sitting on the Villages. There you go.
And then all that. We're sitting on the porch in the Villages talking to you, sitting on the porch in the Villages.
Yeah. Overjoyed says Craig won't help you if you are in a different zip code outside the Villages.
I don't think so. I don't think that's true at all because who said that?
Overjoyed?
No.
She's in Southern Florida.
Dwayne, Wise Christian Channel, he's in Kentucky, and he sent me an email earlier today wanting to know if Craig would talk to him because he wants to get some Medicare information because I guess he's getting close to Medicare age. And I heard that he only talks to people that lives in the Villages. Now, first of all, I know that's not true. He lives in Gainesville. He goes all around Florida here all the time. Wednesdays are the days he comes to here. Well, he goes elsewhere too. So I sent him a text a while ago and saying, hey, a guy wants to talk to you, but he didn't know if you would talk to him because he's not here yet. And he sent me a thing back saying, thanks for the heads up. So I told him, I said, expect a call from Kentucky. So he didn't say no or yay. He just said, thanks for the heads up. So we'll see.
Okay. Well, and I've never run into that overjoyed. So.
Well, I can see where this is where he makes money. And if somebody in California needs a Medicare question and they're not going to move here or whatever, they're just wasting his time. He wants to put his time in where he can make a buck or two, and he makes money here in Florida. He don't make money in Kentucky. He don't make, there's people in Kentucky that can answer your Medicare questions. So,
yeah, evidently he does have an area.
Yeah. He goes, well, I don't know how far his area goes. If we see him, we can ask that question.
Yeah.
But I do know he goes to Gainesville. I do know he comes here. And I don't know where else he does go, but I know he travels around. Because last time he was here, I asked him, I said, how many miles you got on that car now? He had over 250,000 miles on that car. You don't put that kind of miles on a car in the villages.
And he has what, like a Kia Soul or something like that. It's a little car.
Yeah, some kind of a communist car.
Joyce says, my AC plan cost me $60 per month. Now Medicare costs $174 plus $200 for a supplement. Plan D, another $100, and not much savings on drugs. I feel gouged since turning 65. Yeah, it's not hard to feel that way. Yeah, there's always somebody with a handout. But like I said, try that Good RX if you've never tried it before. It will surprise you how much money you can save.
Hello, Skip and Sue, new subscribers from Mid-Michigan, Amanda and Jason. Welcome, Amanda and Jason. We're here every Wednesday at noon for a while anyway, till people quit watching. They quit watching, then I'll quit doing it. But yeah, I usually try to do a video for a short period of time. On Mondays, I'm doing what I'll call it Political Monday. I'm reading letters to the editor about politics that's going on here in the villages, not necessarily worldwide. It's just how people are talking here. So when you come down here, you'll get a good idea of how people think. Are they thinking the same way they think in your neighborhood? I don't know. If you're coming from a Democratic state to here, you might get a different feel about things. I don't think so, though. I try to pick out some of the stuff I think is kind of funny, or some of the stuff that people are saying that are really goofy. And I don't think it's going to be too bad. I got quite a bit of compliments on the first one we did. And I'm not going to do it all the time. I'll probably do it up until Election Day or after Election Day, and that'll be the end of it, and I'll move on to something else.
Barbara Evans says, true overjoyed. I reached out to Craig, gave information, he never heard back.
I do know that sometimes getting him to call you back can be an effort because he's so busy with phone calls. I know that. And now that he's working with this other company, I have to ask him. I don't know if the phone number we're using is Craig's personal cell phone that you guys are getting, or is that going to his office up there in Gainesville?
And like this time of year, he's very, very busy because this is the opening,
So I don't know. We'll have to ask these questions, I guess.
Yes, we will. We'll make sure that he knows that it's been a problem.
Or if he's here, make sure you ask these questions because I'm not going to remember them. I'm going to tell you right now, I will not remember these questions.
And says he needs to let everybody know if he only works within a certain zip code. So he doesn't waste anyone's time. That's true.
I've never heard that before.
Yeah, I hadn't either, but we will look into it. Because like I said, we recommend him all the time. Because he's helped a lot of our friends. And every time we had a Medicare problem or a question, we'd go to him and ask. So we will find out. Okay. Craig says, I've got a few ideas I'd like to discuss with you. I'll reach out on Discord. Okay.
Yeah, if you're a Patriot member, you can become one of my members on Discord. It's free. I'll send you the link. Everybody that's here, want to be here, or whatever, we're getting up there on Discord. I think I'm pushing 190 people on there now. Yeah. And there's all kinds of stuff goes on there. They post pictures of eating breakfast somewhere, to pictures of a house that they bought or going to buy, or somebody says, hey, we're going to have lunch over here at blah, blah, blah. Anybody wants to show up, we'll be there about 1 o'clock. Yeah. And that's what goes on there, and everybody shows up.
And it's not a continual thing, so, there might not be anybody on there for hours.
Yeah, people come, people go.
But the more people we get, the more people are on there. So
I have noticed at certain times at night, it seems like there's more people on there at night, and they banter back and forth about stuff, and then they go away.
Yeah.
But People will ask a question, and then they might come back the next day and look and see how many people answered that question.
Rosemary Laptop says, "Hi guys, celebrating my 42nd anniversary today. Wish it was in the Villages." Well, honey, get in the car, bring the hubby with you, and come on down.
Yeah,
You want to tell him it's a reason to celebrate because it's your anniversary.
yeah, or grab a quick plane ticket.
Mm-hmm.
You'll be here in 2 hours.
Oh, and Arterial Wood Design says, yes, you can catch pneumonia. Okay.
Interesting. So if somebody's got pneumonia and they invite me over to their house for a birthday party, I should politely say, appreciate it, but he's got pneumonia and I don't want to catch it.
Yeah, Amanda Hood says, yes, depending on the type of pneumonia you have. Not all are contagious.
I'm not a doctor. I don't even know what type. Don't want to know what type. All I know is if you got pneumonia, I'm not coming over.
And Iron 12 says pneumonia is contagious and can spread from person to person. It's usually caused by a bacterial or viral infection that can be spread through the air or by touching contaminated surfaces or rocks. That's what I thought, you know.
See, that makes sense to me.
Yeah, that it was I think it's a bacterial.
So I'll get my pneumonia shot. I just don't get this wait 2 week thing.
BJ Gant says, oops, I answered the question on pneumonia from my Arterial Wood Design site. I do woodworking. That's okay. So we'll answer anybody. Night Nurse says, moving to the Villages, do they allow hot dog carts?
Well, see, you got to know that all the squares and everywhere, the squares are privately owned. The developer owns that property. That's not an amenity. You're not paying for any of that entertainment there. You're not paying for any of, as far as I know, I could be wrong here, I don't think you're paying for any maintenance on a square unless somehow they work that in the little deal. But the developer owns that property. So now that's a good question. I said the same thing about the hot dog thing when I seen it up there. I'd never seen one before. I don't know if that guy had to pay the developer money to have the right to be there. Did he just show up? I don't know.
But they do have, a customer service number. And I said, if you call that customer service number, they could probably tell you that. And they tell you who to call, how you can find out. Let's see. Wrestler says, Skip told me about other clubs it takes forever to get into. Skip had been trying to join the Vegan Recipes Club for years. They're waiting, Mrs. Humble.
No, I haven't either. You vegan people are wacko.
And they do have a plant-based club here for people that eat plant-based food.
You got to have a club because nobody else understands you.
Rosemary Laptop says, Skip, you said you used to ride motorcycles. I know there's a Gold Wing Club and a Harley Club, but are there any motorcycle clubs that cater more to old vintage bikes?
I don't know that. I would probably at least go to one of them other clubs and ask those guys there. They'll probably tell you. They probably, say, yeah, I'll call this guy here. I know what you're looking at, and yeah, that'd be kind of cool. But I do the Gold Wing Club. If I had my bike here, I'd probably be a member of the Gold Wing Club because they also set up bike rides. I'm not big on big bike rides with a lot of people, and there's a good reason for that. But I do know last year, I think I took a bike ride and they all went down to Key West. That'd be a great ride.
And they help a lot of charities out too when they go on these rides. When we were up north, we rode a lot for a charity.
One of the best rides we did, I think it was called like the Donovan ride or something like that, where we got police escorts all the way around 465. Yeah. That was cool. Nobody could pass us, and if anybody did try to pass us, that one guy did pass on the far, and the cop chased him down.
Yeah. Oh, Craig says, starting home shopping tomorrow. After being here for a bit, I'm amazed by how much privacy landscaping you were able to provide, and definitely want something between Sumter and Brownwood. That's a great area.
Well, at least he knows the area.
Yeah, as long as you know where you want to be, then you know how to look.
Let me just advise this, Craig, and I've said it 100 times. I'll say it again in case you missed it. You being Canadian, you guys miss a lot. Was that too much?
Get him for that.
Was that too much?
Yeah.
But if you have any idea what you really want to do, you or your wife, either one, like do you want to do pickleball like every day? Do you want to go to squares every night? If you kind of got an idea what it is you kind of want to do, then that'll also help narrow your house search down.
Yeah. Okay. Popeye says, what is on Skippy's shirt? Looks like the man-eating plant from the Little Shop of Horrors. That's Buddy. That's a picture of Buddy on that
Buddy
shirt.
when he was a puppy.
When he was a puppy.
Let's I get up here so you can see it. Yeah, right there. He's on here 2 or 3 places. I don't know where all he's at, but anyway, yeah. Sue had this shirt made.
Yeah, that was his birthday
I
shirt.
think Rizzo got one too for his dog.
The doctor is the only person who has ever met Skip who calls him normal. That's right.
No, that's not what she said. She said all my numbers were normal.
Yeah, that's right. She didn't say he was normal. All his numbers are normal.
Because I argue with her just like the rest of them. But the thing of it is, I'm looking at her when I'm arguing with her, and she's just smiling from ear to ear, like she ain't listening to a word I'm saying. And then we get released. She says, "Now here, I know how your brain is. I want you to take that."
She wrote it down for him.
Yeah, I wrote this down. She said, "Here's your to-do list." She said, "Well, I want you to start. You need to start doing this one time a day. And over here, you got to do PV 23. Oh, these are my shots. I got to get. Oh gosh, you got 3 shots on there. 2 shots. Wait a minute. I got to get
You already had one.
need whatever shot that is. Number 1, I got to get 2 of them.
That would be the shingles.
Sure, quicks, whatever. And then I got to get a PB 23 pneumonia. That's the next one. Then after that, I got flu. She got it backwards. I already got the flu. Next one's the pneumonia. And after that, I got to get, she wants me to get the shingle shot, which I'm probably not going to do.
Well, that's kind of up to you. Bad Karma says word on the street is that there is a man currently playing softball in the women's league. Yes, it was in the paper, I think, yesterday, the day before. Yes. It was in the paper, and they were talking about it.
I don't agree with that crap at all.
Yeah, and I really don't know the particulars of it, but yes, it is happening here.
I'm not going to say anymore.
Hey, Judy.
I'll just get in trouble.
Judy says she's behaving today.
She is?
Yeah.
Well, she always behaves. She doesn't really do anything goofy.
Yeah.
I think the goofiest thing, well, I'll say goofy. I think one of the craziest things that I know Judy did was when she went car camping one night.
And that's not crazy.
For Judy?
Well,
I thought for Judy that was a little wild for her.
Well,
that'd be like my mom saying, "I'm going to go car camping with my next door neighbor." I think that'd be fun. My mom would never do that, but if she did, see what I mean?
I think it's great. Like if you wasn't around, you bet.
Well, when that ever stop you?
Well, it doesn't. I kind of do my own thing. But like I said, years and years we were not together most of the time. He was
I lived by myself 38 years in a cab of semi truck.
Yeah.
When I was on the road, I had a sleeper back there and a cooler up front, and I mean I was all over the nation. And that's where I lived. So I always thought it was odd when I retired and came here that she thinks it's kind of unusual for me not really to be very sociable here. Now I played golf like 7 days a week when we first moved here, so I thought I was sociable enough compared to what I was doing.
But the thing is, I don't sit and hold
and then
his hand.
she'll convince you people that I'm some kind of a real picky eater. No.
We're not going to go through this.
I just know what I like. Now, let me ask you this. How picky can I be for 38 years I've been eating at truck stops? How picky can I be?
Yeah. Well, we're not going to go through this again. Everybody knows.
Ah.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Let's see. Well, hi, TR. Robin, I've been trying to get a hold of you. I did get your gift. I am so thankful. And I was going to bring them out here too, and I forgot. She did me a couple of dish towels, and one has the 2 rocking chairs with Skip and Sue on it, and the other one has my name. It says Sue's Kitchen. Very, very sweet.
Robin sent those, right?
Yeah, the lady that did our sign.
Lady made this sign right here.
Yeah, and I just I said somewhere along the line I've lost your information, so I couldn't even text you. And
Robin's home address? We don't have her phone number, I don't think.
Well, she had texted me, so I did have it, but it's not in there now for some reason.
If you haven't cleaned out your emails, it's in there.
Well, like I said, I didn't find it, so.
Go to the top where the little magnifying glass is at, type in Robin, and all the emails with her name on it will come
I
up.
did, and nothing come up. So that's why I said I don't know what I did.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
Nothing come up.
Oh, stop. Okay. Iron 12 says softball participate in senior softball are a male or female player must become at least 50 years of age during the calendar year to be eligible to play in senior divisions that calendar year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was thinking woke, you know.
JFK Head Chunk says, how about a club where you discuss other clubs? A club.
I wouldn't doubt that there's one of them. I mean, I tell you what, when I first got here, I was going to join what's called the Rock Club, R period, O period, T period. And I called them. And it exists. I don't know if it exists today or not, but it did then. And I said, where's this at? And they only have it like one day a month. You bring your own beer. Right away, they got me as a member. I'll bring a 6-pack of beer and drop my golf cart, and we'll go. I said, what do you guys do? He said, oh, we discuss trucking, and they'll tell stories of things that happened. Just trucker talk.
And the ROT stands for Retired Old Truckers.
Yeah, it stands for Retired Old Truckers. And I was going to do that until I found out that it is so far north of here. I didn't want to go all the way up there every month.
So far north. Yeah.
So I didn't do it. And then the other club that our neighbor, I think he started it. I don't know if it's still around or not. But I told him, I said, you get this club going. I said, I'm in. It had my name written all over it. It was going to be called Romeo, the Romeo Club here.
And there are different neighborhoods that still have the Romeos.
Have the Romeos?
Yeah.
Romeo stands for, don't tell me, Retired Old Men Eating Out.
Yeah.
So they pick a different restaurant every week, and we all meet there, and we eat and drink beer. That's me. I got it.
Well, and I said some of the neighborhoods still have Romeos. It's mostly the northern section.
But our neighborhood kind of petered out on it since he's passed away since then.
Yeah, he's passed away. So, hi gang, just popping in from Gainesville Medical. Appointment for Laura. Well, honey, I hope it's nothing too serious.
Where are you at?
Says hi gang.
Where? What are you reading?
I just read.
I see it. Hi gang. I was looking for the name.
Oh, okay.
Hi gang. I thought it was Japanese.
Oh.
Hi gang.
Bad Karma says, Sue, there's one bonsai club up north and one down south. Yes, I know, and I would love to do that. But you know, I love looking at them. I don't know if I could actually handle them. I love plants.
Some of these names crack me up. JFK Head Chunk.
Oh, okay. He says no signal here. No signal here. Take care, y'all.
What do you mean no signal?
He's in the hospital.
If he sends you a text, he has signal.
Well, I mean, maybe he's had to go inside.
Maybe he's on drugs. Maybe he's on drugs.
They had an appointment.
Oh.
Yeah. Nah. Okay.
You ought to go to my doctor over there. They got a front porch on that thing. It looks like Cracker Barrel. 15 rocking chairs all up and down the porch right there. I've never seen anybody sitting in them.
David Williams says hi from Seattle. Sunny and 65.
Sunny in Seattle?
Mm-hmm.
Unusual.
Yeah. And Jackie says there are free lessons on the colored pencil painting on YouTube. And I know, like I took my painting classes off of the lady on YouTube. I just don't think I'd be good at it. Of course, it's one of those things where you got to try it, you know. And I may someday, but I haven't got the painting thing figured out yet. So, and Jackie says I've been doing colored pencils for 8 years. Wow. Well, I'm just amazed when I look at some of these things. They're like photographs. They're that good. And I said, it would take me, and you know, I probably wouldn't live long enough to be that good at it. You know?
I like the guy that does the artwork with the worms. You ever seen that?
I don't think so.
Yeah, he's got a big canvas on the floor, and then he's got different colors of paint, bright red, bright yellow, and bright blue, and he dumps worms in each one of them and throws them on the canvas.
Oh, well, that's a lazy way to paint.
Oh, but he makes money.
Yeah.
There's another guy that gives a brush to an elephant.
I've seen that.
And the money goes to the zoo.
I have seen that, yeah.
He sells them. I thought that was kind of funny.
Sherry Barnes Steppen wants to know who is the developer.
Here?
Mm-hmm.
The Morse family.
Yeah, the Morse family. And they've been here for 30-some years.
Yeah, it's the grandson of Schwartz that's running the place now. And then they're getting to the pace where they're probably thinking about retirement. They're all in their
Yeah.
60s.
It's probably third or fourth generation by now.
Yeah,
So
and they the rest
yeah,
of it. I will say one thing about the village developers, whether you like them or don't like them, or and that's not that I don't like them or I do like them. I just see things that they're just simply doing because it's a corporation. They're making profit by doing it, but it's really not doing a retirement community any favors. And that's just the way I see it. But it's a family business, and they've kept it that way. And I think that's kind of cool of them to do that. I just wonder at the end of all this what the future plans is, and they're not going to convince me. They know, just like any town, they have a 30-year plan, a 20-year plan. This guy knows what he's going to do. If you think about it, there's 4 cities here now that they're working on. Eastport, that's the 4th one. 4 cities, and everything in each one of them cities, they own it. Makes you wonder, what's the plan for all this? Sell
yeah.
it to Trump later down the road? I don't know.
Oh, and Jude's 121 says she loves that shirt. Yeah, I had it made for him for his birthday because it had a picture of Buddy. I had him put a picture of Buddy on it, but you could have anything put on there. I mean, you could have a picture of a turtle put on there if you wanted to. And I wished I had the
Can
card.
I have a picture of a hot naked girl on here?
If you want to. I ain't buying it, but you can have anything you want.
By the way, speaking of hot naked girls, we are going to go have lunch as soon as Hooters opens up.
Yeah, and I think that's slated for 225. Yeah, 2025.
What month, you know?
And no, I don't have
Is it in the summer months?
That was a to be determined.
Or is it going to be right before
It would
snowbird season
to be
next
determined.
year?
So, but we're getting a lot of new restaurants that actually FMK opened their new place over where Red Lobster was on 466. It's called Tap Social. They opened yesterday at 4. Go check them out. Let us know what you think. We haven't been there yet. We started to go yesterday, but we were too early to go, so we went to Olive Garden. But it's sure to be a big hit around here. And I said, FMK, regardless of what you think of them, they do things right.
I didn't say anything wrong with FMK. Yeah. I only say one thing. I don't like the food coming to me lukewarm.
Yeah.
And if they can't make it hot, I just don't want it.
Well, that might be something to address with them.
How many times have you seen restaurants closed down here by the food Communist Party because the food temperature was too cool?
Yeah.
And that seems to be a thing here, especially on buffets. They don't want it to cook, bad, so they turn the temperature down as far as they can so it'll last all day. I'll tell you another one they do. And what's that one over here that's been here for a long while? I will say they've been here for a long while. That buffet place over there next to Golden Corral. They'll take a pot of, say, corn, buttered corn, which I love corn, good corn. And they'll have a pot of old corn that they're taking out that's been there for quite a while. And they'll dump that old corn in with the new corn. And I see that and I go, I don't know. Is it just me? It just don't seem right to me.
Bad Karma says vegan is an ancient Comanche word meaning poor hunter.
Poor hunter.
Kathy B in the 603 says, hey, Skip and Sue, almost peak foliage in my neck of the woods. Yeah, this time of year, as I would love to be up in Indiana because the Covered Bridge festivals, it's always, this time of year when the leaves are turning and it's the temperature's down a little bit and it's just beautiful. And I love that crappy food, like fair food. And I said the Covered Bridge Festival has that festival food. They have all the crappy stuff, but it's so good.
Somebody's wanting to know if I received my gift. Have I received my gift? I don't even know what it is. Or is it still at the post station? You ain't been up there for a while.
Oh yeah, I haven't been over to that one in a while. I have to go up there tomorrow.
So the last thing I got was something. Oh, from Dwayne.
Yeah,
he sent that.
Wise Christian Channel, yeah.
Yeah, he sent a couple of T-shirts, and he sent the drone for me to give it to Scooter, and I still got it. And Scooter's been expecting it for a week. I made a mistake and said I'm going to send this to you. Somebody saw a video and they wanted to give you this drone. He said, "That's cool, man." He said, "When are you sending it?" I said, "As soon as I can." A week later, he says, "Have you sent it yet?" I said, "No, we can't find a box to put it in."
Yeah, I'm going to have to go up to UPS and get a box for it. I was going to do that yesterday and forgot. Racer Girl says, people born as men should not be playing women's sports. We're not biologically the same. Men are usually more stronger than women. The Olympic boxing was a joke.
Yeah, but I think what that person was saying about an update on that, because that's what I thought. I thought that's what they meant a while ago. that you're telling them they got a softball team that over a certain age, it's a mixed group because there ain't that many people to sign up. They let men and women play together. I got no problem with that. If it's just a mixed group, it's like shooting pool, and they have billiards here tournaments, and they have mixed where you have two people per team, and they're mixed. A guy could have a girl with him, or a girl could have a guy
It's
with
not a
her.
girls' team.
But
It's a team.
well, they do have probably a girls' team, but they also have a mixed. It's it's just the way it is.
Yeah, but like I think the newspaper article was talking about him in particular being on a women's team. So
But if it's mixed, then
then it's
it
not.
doesn't have
Yeah.
anything to do with that weird rule.
Right.
Because I'll tell you what, I don't know I don't even know how this stuff even gets started. Where does it even come from?
Yeah. Oh, Laura says my employer just announced we are introducing vegan pesto in the U.S. early in 2025.
Oh, great! I can't wait.
Oh, and Wrestler says it's time check. Okay.
Oh.
We're getting down to that closing time. So y'all know what to do about if you want this magazine. What do you do, Danny?
What?
I said, if you want this magazine.
First one that emails me, and I go by the timestamp on the emails, put your address with that or a address. I don't care if we're mailing it to your mother. Put an address on there, and I'll mail that to you absolutely free. Actually, I put it in the thing and address it. Sue will mail it to you absolutely free. She'll take it over to the post office when she goes over and checks the mailbox over there.
Yes, yes. And thank you for all the things that we receive. You know, we do get a lot of stuff,
We do.
and it's amazing that you like us that well, I guess.
They don't like it. They just wish I'd go away.
Oh, okay. Well,
I get it all the time. Oh, Sue is so sweet. How did you get so lucky? Is that telling me that I'm such a dick?
kinda.
Oh,
Oh, it's a message out of the paper says due to Hurricane Helene, the Brown and Brown Farms Fall Harvest Festival opening weekend was canceled. Been rescheduled for 5 p.m. Friday. This year's festival will have a 10-acre corn maze, a fireworks show every Friday night, animals, and more. Visit brownandbrownfarms.com. That was just something I thought you might be interested in.
we used to take our grandsons in Indiana when we were up there. We go to these different farms.
Go to pumpkin farms, yeah.
Pumpkin farm where you go out in the field. You take a hay wagon ride out to the field, corn mazes, and what else did they have? They had all these little zip lines for the kids.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I went for the food.
Yeah, and then they had a lot of skeletons that sang and was animated and what have you. It just really, really cool. The kids loved it when they was little. Yeah. But this is something that's happening October 26th, which is this along with the Halloween festivals. It's called Growloween. October 26th at 10 a.m. It's in Brownwood,
Buddy.
and that's where you take your pets all dressed up for their Halloween. And registration begins today. And it benefits the Humane Society, SPCA. It's through the villagesentertainment.com. So you can register with the box office, the Village Entertainment box office. You register for the Growloween. And it's really, really cute because they usually at Brownwood around the square, they actually bring the dogs in through the opening and people sitting in the bleachers and everything. And then they parade the dogs around the square there. And they have an MC. This actually doesn't say who the MC is for this one, but it should be very, very fun. And the dogs love it. It's at 10 o'clock in the morning, so it's not too hot yet. And people get a big kick out of that. I'm still working on finding the golf cart parade. I know they have one every year. I haven't found all the particulars on it yet, but I'll let you know as soon as I find out.
They had a golf cart parade last week.
Yeah, but I mean for Halloween.
For Trump.
Yeah. Well, but they have one that could have been for Halloween.
Well, it was great though.
See this fly? How would you like me to stab you with it? Okay, and I said, the Tap Social is the new restaurant from FMK, and it opened yesterday at 4 o'clock. So go check it out. Let us know. Tonight is market night at Lake Sumter Landing. Tomorrow night is market night at Wildwood, and it's a little bit different than the regular going to the square. They've got vendors usually all the way around the square, and they sell baseball caps, they sell sunglasses, they sell luggage. You never know. We had our golf cart
Do they
painted.
sell mailbox or your porch,
Yeah, they sell
your name and address thing?
address signs. We had our golf cart painted once by some people. It was on the
Well,
square
you've
market
seen
night.
golf carts there where above the headlight usually they'll put like the husband name on one side, wife's name on the other side. That's what we had done.
Yeah, and like I said, the screen for your golf cart goes in the window. Like I said, the guy up there is usually there somewhere around market
Oh, the
night.
golf cart, the screen that goes on the front of the golf cart. I got one of them too.
Yeah.
Never use it.
But you never know. And they did announce in the paper this week that the Villages is going to have their own license plate. How about that? Yeah, and I said you can register to be, because they're going to have a run on them, and I don't know how many they're going to have. So they want you to register with the tax assessor so you can be in line to get your golf cart license plate.
How much is that going to cost?
25.
25 above what the license plate costs.
That's what it costs. I don't know all the particulars, but that's
the
what I
name
say.
Villages is a registered name or a certified name, so you're paying the $25. That will go down to the developer's offices.
Yeah, and that was for a reason too. It goes to, I can't remember what charity it goes to.
Can I have a license plate that says Grumpy? The Villages Grumpy?
Well, you have to go through the state to do that. They actually have like 300 on the drawing board of places that wanted.
I wonder if they'll let me
particular
take a
plates.
Villages sign and put my YouTube channel on it. Just a
Well,
thought.
Yeah, just a thought.
Who says whether you can or can't? In other words, if you say I want to put on that license plate,
It's a state thing.
does the state say you can do it,
The
or
DMV.
does the Villages have to approve it?
No, it's the DMV. But if it's their plate, yeah, they have to approve it. But I mean,
It'll be their plate. But can I have my YouTube channel put on that plate if I do that?
That I don't know.
Find out.
I will find out. There is a fine art exhibit Saturday the 5th from 5 to 8 at Seabreeze. There's also a craft sale October 6th from 12 to 3.
If we just put a fence around here, he could entertain himself by chasing lizards.
We got a cage back there.
Don't cover the flower bed.
Craft sale at Colony Rec Center from 12 to 3 on the 6th. On October 11th, they have the Heritage Festival in Wildwood from 4 to 9. And what that is used to we'd have an Italian festival, a German festival. They've combined them all into one and called it a Heritage Festival. So you get food trucks and vendors from different countries. So it's really interesting. Plus, the people dress up in the costumes that they wear for their country. It's really, really cute, and you get some good food. Like I said, the vendors, usually food trucks, but they have some good stuff. And some of the bands that they have that play that is really, really good too. The Alzheimer's Walk is Saturday at 8 a.m. at the Polo Field.
I used to work there, volunteer my time at the Alzheimer's Walk.
The Fall Art Show is October 12th from 9 to 3 at Rohan. And I think that's about it for today. We had a great time. I like spending my Wednesday with you. So you never know what's going to happen next. There's always something going on here. Always something going on in the Villages. And just like Craig, and Craig comes from Canada, so I think he was kind of overwhelmed. Is the word I would say, kind of overwhelmed with the amount of things that you can do here. So, and that is you can do nothing if you want to, or you can stay busy every hour of the week. That's just the way it is. It's not mandatory. It's all what you want to do. But like I know, like my painting, I always wanted to paint, but I never had time. I had a full-time job. I had 2 kids, and I had like an hour and a half drive to work every day, plus an hour and a half back. So I didn't have time to fit in the art. I did down here. And like I said, I'm taking a little break, just like golfers do when they get a bad swing. taking a little break, but I'm eventually going to go back to it because I want to be good at it. And it takes a lot of time to be good at it. Some people are natural talents. I'm not. But anybody can do it. You just keep practicing. So with that said, I think we're going to get out of here. Go in the air conditioning. Fix something to eat. What do you think?
I
Hello?
don't know. What am I allowed to eat?
Doctor says you can eat anything you want.
That's right. She said I
Okay.
could.
Okay. When you can
But
eat anything you
I'm
want.
maintaining my weight at 230.
Well, see, doctor
Even
said
when they
that's
weighed me
your
over
rules.
there, it's 230.
That's your rules.
Well,
Not mine.
I just find it odd that when you try to lose weight, you really can't. Or if you do, it's so for a short period of time, you gain it right back. I mean, it's just, and I didn't. So when I was sick and I lost all that weight, I felt really bad at 222. That's how I got down all the way down to that. And I thought, well, I'm going to get back up to about. I didn't know what that. I'm going to get some weight back on because I don't feel so bad. I got up around 228, 229, 230 in that area right there, and I started feeling. I didn't feel too bad right there, so I told Sue, I said, I'm going to try to maintain right here. And so far, I've been staying right there.
Yeah.
Isn't it funny how you can't lose the weight, but once you lose it, you know how to maintain it.
Okay.
I think that's
So,
weird. Now,
words of wisdom from the skipper.
I'm not trying to lose weight. I just want to stay at 230. So I eat anything. I had yesterday probably unhealthy crap.
It was unhealthy.
Pasta is like pure starch.
I know. It's
Starch makes you gain
well,
weight, right?
not necessarily. No.
Fried chicken was in there.
Nice, and
I had 2 Coca-Colas.
you're telling on yourself now.
Well, that's
Hey,
what
it's
I
not
had.
that bad.
My
It's a
point is,
regular meal.
I eat what I want to eat, but for some reason, I can still maintain 230.
Yeah. I said,
Last night, I had 2, count them, 2 ice cream bars.
So you're your own worst enemy most of the time.
But I weighed myself this morning, 228. By the end of the day, I'll be 230.
Yeah. Well, that's good. Yeah. Good thing. Anyhow.
Anyhow,
We'll see ya.
that means, all right, I've heard enough.
We'll see you on the
Talk
other
to the hand,
side.
the face ain't listening.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, wrestler, and all the
Yeah, all
moderators.
all our moderators are wonderful people, and we wish them a happy week.